All right, guys, we're back with top four Edison Format at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got David Provonsil and John Vigil. Sorry, Provonsil on the left, John Vigil on the right. Both playing gadgets. So we're getting guaranteed gadget player in the finals. Now, Provonsil is undefeated so far in this tournament, while John Vigil, I think, went X1. I actually think John lost round one and made it all the way to top four. So, yeah, glad to see two gadget decks. This is a deck that not many people played. Provonsil was like the one gadget player at the local, but then he switched decks, switched between Bayou and Machina. John played this deck once or twice as well, so we'll see how they do. John summons Gear Frame, searches Fortress, and then Provonsil mirror forces the Gear Frame. I kind of know what's in Provonsil's deck because he and I actually played. He was my one loss in the Swiss rounds, so I know he's playing like smashing, like multiple smashing grounds in the main deck. It makes sense though, because this deck kind of struggles to deal with the dupe block, the frog deck, not the frog deck, sorry, the gadgets struggle with the dupe block, so they need a main deck cards to stop it. So here he attacks him for 27. I'm glad to have these two back because they kind of both haven't been at the local recently, but they both been very successful on the channel. John right now is tied for the third most wins with 9. Provonsil has 3. He's actually, I believe, the only person to ever win with gadgets on the channel. His other 2 wins came with Value Turbo and Machina Turbo. All right, so John sets a back row and passes, so we're at 8,053. So he searched the fortress, but he must not have another machine to bring out the fortress. So let's see what David does. John already took 27 last turn. Attacks. Yeah, you can tell John's frustrated. Yeah, this is this is not good. Having a D prison, a gadget. Sometimes like I'll mirror force like 3 gadgets. That doesn't feel that bad, but 2 D prisons. But sometimes they just poke you, man. Okay, here comes Heavy. Heavy's David's D prison ditches. Okay, so he finally drew a machine monster. David takes 13. Now, who am I rooting for? I'm rooting for David because he's the OG gadget player. I remember last year we went to this big tournament in Oklahoma, and David, he got 4th place. He was actually my only loss in the Swiss rounds. But then we played for 3rd and 4th, and I beat him there in the rematch. That's where I got the Ultimate Plague in Oklahoma. In my Value deck, if you guys see me play Value, I won that Ulti Plague. I like keeping cards when I win them because it's sentimental value. As you can tell here with this cat and this JT. All right, so here he activates Solidarity and hits him for 22. After he's smashing ground, the fortress. I'm not surprised to see smashing ground. David's always played that card, but I think he has to. He needs an out to the dupe block. So now he bottomlesses John's fortress. We're at 67 to 31. Yeah, this is not looking good for John. David is up a bunch of cards. Now we don't know John's back row, so now David. Okay, so now he can bottomless the gadget thanks to Solidarity. But John, if you really look at it, card advantage, John just -3'd. He took a minus from the bottomless because the gadgets replace themselves, and then -2 from the D prisons. His hand is just awful. Is this game if he brings out the fortress? John's at 31, right? Yeah, he's going for game. 3rd D prison. Oh, he shows Starlight Road, so that is game. See, this is why I'm not a fan of Starlight Road. But I think, is John playing? I don't know if John's playing Solidarity. I've never been a fan of Starlight Road. I think the card is not that good. But if you're playing a lot of continuous spells, like 6 Samurai, maybe I would play Starlight Road. Those are like the only decks. All right, so John starts off game 2 by summoning Scrap Recycler. Sends Fortress to the graveyard with Scrap Recycler. This card's okay. I've actually talked to David about it in the past. I'm not the biggest fan of that card, but it can be good mid to late game when you put back your gadgets and draw a card for free. Okay, so here, John discarded 2 gadgets, to special summon the fortress. Then use Scrap Recycler's effect to return both gadgets to his deck to draw one card. The only issue is I feel like David deals with fortress easy. That's why I think it's like David actually, when we played in the 6 rounds, he destroyed me. He 2-0'd me because like I have Ab Zero on the field, but he just goes one card out, smashing ground to your Ab Zero. And even if he has a monster in the field, it's usually a gadget. And I'm like blowing up a gadget with Ab Zero. Alright, so red gadget attacks over scrap. I think Scrap Recycler is 900, so John's gonna take 4. Like I said, these two, I think just a lot of people have kind of slowed down at Edison and my locals. We're not getting as many. I think it's just a downtime for Edison right now. Maybe it'll pick back up next year, especially once we find out what formats are going to be at Vegas for the Ultimate Time Wizard 3v3. I think that one's in March. Anyway, John's got 2 back rows. And here comes, what's John gonna do here? Specials the Cyber Dragon. I think he had Gear Frame in his hand too. I think John's hand is Cyber Dragon, Gear Frame, Thunder King. So would I have done this if I'm John? He special summons Cyber Dragon. I don't know. I think he's trying to bait out the back rows, so he attacks with Cyber Dragon. Yeah, I don't know about that one. David's debating, do I want to stop that Cyber Dragon? He definitely has something. He probably has a Deep Prison or Mirror Force to stop the Cyber Dragon. So it is Mirror Force. Now Dust. Oh, Chain Dust. That hurts. Starlight Road. Oh no, in this matchup I probably would have definitely sided that out. Okay, so now John's normal summon Thunder King. David switches the gadget to now attacks with Thunder King. So that's one. Yeah, if his last card is Gear Frame, I don't know. I get Thunder King could be a blow up, but it also stops your deck. See, what I would have done probably differently if my hand was Gear Frame, Thunder King, Cyber Dragon, Dust. Maybe I try to like. Maybe I just summon the Gear Frame, see what he does. And then Dust the second one, and I would hold the Cyber Dragon because that card's a blowout. But I mean, Thunder King might be a blowout as well. But the only issue is Thunder King stops you from searching as well. That's the only issue. But it looks like maybe Provonsil can't deal with Thunder King. What's funny is Thunder King's not really an Edison card. It's more when I think of Thunder King, I think more of Tengu format. Yeah. But this is the one matchup where Thunder King is actually really good. The one matchup where Thunder King shines, the Gadget Mirror. All right, let's see. What else you got, John? Yeah, see, you can't summon your gadgets either. You can't summon your Gear Frame. That's why I was thinking maybe he should have summoned his Gear Frame before he summoned the Thunder King. So now David sets one. He's going to set the Gear Frame. Wow. You never want to set Gear Frame. You want to summon it. All right. So John took a -1 from the Dust. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I think David looks like he has way more cards. But John has a Thunder King, and now he special summons Fortress. Torrential. Bottomless hurts too. Yeah, John just... This is not looking good for John. As soon as David can out the Thunder King, I think David's like in a really good position. So he's going to force the Thunder King here by special summoning Fortress. John negates the summon with Thunder King. Do I have life points correct? He took 19 and then he took 100. No, I don't think he took 100. No, he did take 100. Yeah, it shouldn't be 6,076. So now David summons yellow, gets green. Pokes John for 12. So we're at 64. This is going to be a slow game. So 3, 4, 4. Now they're pretty even. Oh, that was a heck of a draw. Solemn. I think I might have messed up life, but it should be 3,064. Oh man, both these guys drawing all the gear frames. John's got he's still got that gear frame from turn 1, right? Oh, he drew another one. So 3,064. Summon another gadget. Okay, so David has the third gear frame in his hand. One fortress, one force gone. Oh, he has another force. So now David has to decide, do I summon the gear frame? Do I summon the force? Sorry, not the force. Do I bring back fortress by discarding force? He's got trap dust shoot too. So force, bring back fortress. No response from John, so he can't stop this summon. Let's see. Can he stop any attacks? With no mirror force gone. No deep prison gone. So maybe you just poke for 12? Are you afraid of mirror force? Maybe what you do is you summon gear frame, grab fortress, poke, or equip to fortress if you're afraid of mirror force. I don't know. I think... Yeah, he pokes for 12, so he does hit him for 37. Now you leave John at 27. I don't know, I think... Is he out of targets for gear frame? So it summons green. You know he doesn't have torrential. He would have torrentialed you, like, as soon as you drop the fortress. So the only thing I would probably... Now I have no idea what John's back row is. He didn't stop any of the attacks, didn't stop any of the summons. Okay, so we know John's hand is Fissure, Gores, Green Gadget. Fissure, Gores, Green Gadget. So he summons green. We still don't know what John's back row is. Yeah, summon green, crash over, attack over yellow. I think they play, attack over yellow, so David takes 200, so it should be 28, 27. Fissures, the green gadget. Oh, then creature swaps him. Okay. That's pretty good. And you're left with what? Gores and a red gadget. Oh no, Cyber Dragon is not game. What do you do if you're Provonsil? You have gear frame. You can go gear frame, bring back I'm trying to think, what would I do if I'm Provonsil? Gear frame, get fortress. Does he play 3 force? Most people only play 2. So my guess is he only plays 2 because it can get cloggy. Occasionally you'll see some people play 3, but my guess is that David's playing 2. So he probably has to get fortress with gear frame. So remember, he's got a gadget, a gear frame, and a Cyber Dragon. So yeah, I'd probably just get fortress. Now, do you bring out the fortress? Okay, so we know John's got red gadget, right? We know he's got red gadget and Gores. So what I would do probably is just pass. Yeah, I would probably just pass. And then if John summons the gadget, then next turn we try to Cyber Dragon him for game. That's what I would do. We'll see if he does. Unless if I messed up life points. But I'm pretty sure John's at 27. It's always a possibility I messed up life points. This is why I prefer the players keep track of it. But David actually was. But he didn't put the phone where you could see it. So that's a problem. All right. That's why Trap Dust Shoot is so powerful. Just you know all the cards in your opponent's hand. We know he's got a gadget and a Gores. So like he brought out the fortress. Equips. So now John could like crash. Would it be the same thing? See, I don't know. I don't know about this. I probably would have just passed. Yeah, I probably would have just passed. And then hope John summons the red gadget. Even if he doesn't summon the gadget, let's say John doesn't summon the gadget, right? You have green and gear frame on the field. Yes, green gear frame. Then he attacks over one of the, he's probably gonna attack over the gear frame. So then you have green fortress. Oh no, it wouldn't be game. Oh no, it would be game. If John doesn't set any back rows, you can like tribute set Cyber Dragon, bring out Fortress, contact for 3,000 and kill him through Gores. But that's you have to hope he doesn't draw a monster. And that's if John doesn't summon the gadget. That's why I'm saying if I was David, I probably would have just left the two monsters up. And I think if he would have, John would have probably summoned the gadget. If David wouldn't have dropped the fortress, I think John would have summoned the gadget, crashed over the gear frame, and then you just tribute summon Cyber Dragon, and it should have been game. But now he could have a back row though. But anyways, here he attacks him for 14. 28 to 13. Now he's smashing grounds the Gores. So we don't know any of John's cards. He sets 2. Yeah, we don't know any of his cards. Attacks the token and then attacks Torrential Bottomless. Too late. Now, how do I feel about Bottomless against Gadgets? I mean, I guess you can hit Fortress. John went first, so I guess it's not that bad. Plus, he's on Solidarity. It's not the worst card. Depends on what else you have, but I could see myself siding it out against Gadgets because the only thing you're going to hit is Fortress. Now, it is their boss monster. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that match. Congrats to David. He's so far undefeated. We'll see if he can go undefeated throughout the whole tournament and get his 4th win on the channel. Also, check out the link in the description. I have a coupon code for 5% off Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles and product at Epic Cards and Games. The code is my first and last name, Oscar Zelaya. One word, all caps. Yep, I'll see all you next time. Bye.